everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to watch or listen to this thing, Billy DeVore. And then standing next to me is two co-hosts.
Jake Polson here. Happy to be joining you.
We'll work on it.
All right.
We got notes.
It's all right.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's good for the first one.
Yeah.
That was solid.
Yeah.
Thank
It
you.
was good. And it's not like you haven't done this before.
No, I've been on a few times.
Yeah. You're just in the fart dunge now.
I know. And it's beautiful.
We got you squeezed in here, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Your little turducken between us.
Little cozy boy in here.
Yeah. Oh, and also, I'm Chris Weir, co-host. I forgot. And welcome back to the Fart Dunge, Nasty Nation. Glad to have you back here.
Hey, Nasty Nation. Look, we have a new presenting sponsor, and you'll never guess who it is.
Cincy Light!
Oh, Cincy Light! Oh, okay.
How about
Sorry.
it?
Oh, I forgot who it was. Yeah, no, it's Cincy Light. It's super exciting, man. They're going to be the presenting sponsor this whole season. Mm-hmm. They gave us some merch.
I'm glad they're our sponsor because we finally have an excuse to wear these shirts we've had for a while.
We're waiting for the right moment. It's like, you know what? Maybe we should reach out. Mm-hmm. And it worked out. If you don't know, Cincy Light is the premier light lager of Cincinnati. Not only is it delicious, crisp, amazing, refreshing, 110 calories. Whenever you buy one of these, the proceeds go to Cincy Reigns, which is an NIL program for UC students. So we're drinking for the kids.
That's what we're doing. It's for the education system.
Education.
It might be a tax write-off. We don't know. But when you drink this, you just feel safe knowing that this is going for a great cause.
An excellent cause. And you know, we've always said, anytime you can drink for the kids,
Got to do it.
you got to do it.
Yeah.
Really helps.
That's what this country was founded upon.
They landed on
Drinking and kids.
they landed on Plymouth Rock, and they're like, does anybody have a Pilsner?
I could really go for some yeasty beverage right now.
And I really wanted to support my son.
Exactly. I want this to go to the public school system. That's what pilgrims are all about.
The Pilgrims?
Education and plowing. Hence the kids.
Hence the kids. This is probably the exact start that they wanted.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
yeah.
sure.
I'm sure, of course. They're like, how quickly will they turn it into something about the kids? And I was like, pretty quick.
Yep.
Pretty quick. They haven't listened, so obviously. So, cheers to the new sponsor.
Yeah,
Cincy
brothers.
Light. Keep your eyes peeled. Keep your holes open. Chug it down.
Let it rain.
Oh, it tastes like Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Did you go out?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. We went to the Cyclones game on Friday.
Ooh, brother.
It's a good time.
It's been a minute. I was there at what was it? Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
For you the day before. That was a hoot.
That's always a hoot and a holler.
Yeah, it was. Was there a lot of people there for this one?
No.
No.
What do you say? Half full?
Yeah, about. It was lightly attended.
Yeah.
Everyone had a good time, though.
That's nice.
Well,
They have like dollar beers, or is that like a special thing that they do?
$5 craft.
Okay.
So that wasn't bad.
$5 arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts
All
beer.
you can paint. All you can macaroni.
All you can huff. And we huffed, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we there was also we got upgraded. Andy Land, the best. We got upgraded, and then they had a little QR ordering system in the seat. That was a problem.
Ooh.
Just bringing your beers over.
Yeah, I've been in those situations before. Like you go to like certain movie complexes where you can just order from your seat, and man, your eyes and stomach are just so much bigger than what you can really do. But it's fun.
It is so fun. What is that? The one in Anderson has that?
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Ooh, full service.
But here's the problem with that Anderson theater. No icy. Did you really go to the movies if you didn't have an icy?
They have the technology to bring food to your seats, but they can't fit an icy machine in?
Nope.
That's a shame.
I know, out of room.
They keep doing that. I'm not going to go and bring in my own food. How about that?
It's tough to BYOI.
Yeah, you can't bring in your own icy. It's a little difficult.
I was figuring that out mid-acronym. It was like, I know the B, I know the Y. Oh, how does this thing end?
What does that icy
home.
start with?
Yeah. I got it. Really fucking crushed it.
Well, it's spring training for us, gang. We're fleshing it out. We're dusting off the cobwebs, but we're here just to introduce ourselves.
Well, here, Jake, explain everyone why you're in the fart dunge and not in Seattle. We don't have to fully, but just why are you here?
I'm back in town, baby.
See, that's it.
There
Done.
we go.
Shoved all my shit in the Civic and drove 2,400 miles back here.
Ooh, wow. How long of a drive was that? That's got to be a little rough.
I could have done it in 3 days, but we stopped in Indy for some steaks, made it 4.
Who'd you drive back with? You had
Our buddy, our longtime friend, Alex Clark.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so I needed
Shout
him
out.
for a little weight dispersion in the Civic. So it
You
wasn't all
got
on
to,
the back
brother.
end.
Those things can slide all around. I've driven a couple Civics, several RIP. They get pushed around a bit.
They sure do. Especially on those Montana highways. It's just nothing but semis.
It's terrible. Wind blows those things around. I hated that. I always
Yeah.
got pushed around with the wind. But you got to see a good slice of Americana
Oh, yeah.
driving through.
All the best parts of this country.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
I mean, Montana's beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I was going to say you're driving across through most of it. You're coming from Seattle, so you're seeing a bunch.
Oh, yeah. We hit every bit of Montana.
Montana rules, man.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Especially because we were a day ahead of a snowstorm the whole way until we cut down into Iowa.
Pushing it down.
Yeah, it was timed perfectly.
And then you got here, and he's like, "Oh, we're getting 1.5 feet of snow. This is why he didn't want to move back."
Yeah. Oh no, I love snow. That is sarcasm. I fucking hate it.
Gotcha. Well, we're glad to have you here, man. Snow or no snow, it's a perfect time to be a Reds fan in Cincinnati.
Absolutely.
And
Can't wait.
and enjoying Cincy Light.
Oh, you don't say.
You don't
Product
say.
placement.
Yeah.
Hey.
They said my drinking was becoming a problem. Get out of here. I'm profiting, baby.
Hell yeah.
They
the
gave
kids.
us this too, so whew. When someone gives you your favorite beer you already have in your fridge,
It's a good day.
it's a great
Oh, yeah, I was just
day.
adding to the collection you brought over this case.
Yeah, I got a case. Yeah.
Make friends with the others, boys. Cincy, lighten up in there.
Nuzzle up, get cozy, but not too cozy because they're going to disappear pretty quick because of the light, delicious, crisp flavor of Cincy Light. Huh? Man, I'm really killing these, dude. I got these all written down in the laptop. Oh man. But yeah, Friday we went to the Cyclones game. Got home, and evening got a little hazy. Saturday went to Garage Brewed at Ryan Geist, my dad's motorcycle show.
Oh, okay.
Whole bunch of cool motorcycles, all restored, hand built from the ground up. And then went to an opera event last night. Oh. It was called Avant Garde, and it was a sultry Valentine's themed opera fundraiser.
Sounds
To
right up your
stop,
alley.
yeah, to stop the opera. This is to defund the arts.
Fund the arts, not in Trump's America. We're shutting it down. You only sing in English.
Exactly.
What is this dead Latin bullshit?
Ave Maria, get out of here.
Madam Butterfly, deported.
You're deported.
Deported. You're deported. But what was cool is they had light bites, open bar. And dude, there was so this lady came up and sang. She did 2 pieces. She was great. And then they had a burlesque dancer. The photographer working the event got a real good photo of me
Oh no.
because I am just standing, staring with my mouth open.
Like the mask, like
Okay.
that. Yeah, like a cartoon character, eyes bugging out, tongue blah blah blah, flopping out. Auga.
Well, it didn't help that she turned and looked at me, and there was a bunch of people, and I went,
Humana.
not great. But I had my mouth open. She was doing a reveal where she showed that she had tassels on her tatas. Mm-hmm. The corset hits the ground, so does my jaw. Flash goes off, and I look into the corner of my eye, and that lens is directly at me,
Perfect.
looking like a monster pervert.
But you're there to support the arts. That's not fair.
No, I agree. Art can be whatever it wants to be. Mm-hmm. And sometimes art can make me make noises out loud.
Yeah, can make grunts.
Yeah.
Best art should.
The best art, yeah. I got a visceral reaction. And and so she went up to my friend and gave her like a garter mid-performance, and I went, "Can I have that?"
I just want to see if it smells like some of the other garters that I have.
Thank you. That's what I said. I was like, "I'd like to smell it." And they went, "No."
Look, I just want to see if it smells like all the old Renaissance, types of, garments that they used to wear back then. It relates to the piece. You just wouldn't get it. You're not into art.
You don't really know your opera.
Uncultured.
Yeah, exactly. Saying that as you're like throwing a Zin in your mouth.
As I turn my back and vape in the crowd, push it down. They're like, "Hey, why are you doing that?" I was like, "Until someone tells me to stop, I'm going to keep doing it," and staring at this beautiful woman next to my wife. So, that was super fun.
That's quite the spread, dude. You went to a motorcycle event, a bunch of grease monkeys walking around, and then you put on a freaking bow tie.
Yeah.
And went to an opera event where someone showed some artistic tatas.
Yeah, it was very cool.
You're a man about town. I got to tell you that.
I am cultured. Renaissance man, baby. So, yeah, that was my weekend. How was yours?
It was not bad. I had to go to a family thing that was okay. I pretty much tried to take it easy. I just tried to F off back home. I just had like a week where there was a lot of busy stuff going on. Saturday, I made sure to not do anything.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I hung out some Cincy Light. I'll say that.
There it is.
That's what I did. I was just watching cartoons. It was great, man.
Oh, Cincy Light and cartoons?
Yeah,
That's
it
how you
worked
take
out.
a day off.
Yeah. And then today I was just doing some cleaning. So it's pretty tight. We have a ton of great stories like this. Cleaning, drinking.
And then, Jake, you were with me Friday, and then you did what on Saturday?
I was on the IL on Saturday. I had
right.
a lot of fun on Friday and just took a series of naps.
Oh,
on
really?
Saturday was beautiful.
You had a booze injury?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, hammy.
Yeah.
Oh, you took
I
out
was
your hammy and your liver?
cramping up.
Oh, okay, yeah. You'll need that.
Yeah, really needed some Pedialyte.
Have you guys ever done that? It's kind of popular now. People get like those infusions. They get like injections now for like people who get like booze sick. It helps with being hungover. They'll do like the IV bags.
I've seen that in Vegas, but God, I just don't want to admit to myself that that's where my drinking is.
Yeah,
that I need an IV
that's
the
also a
next day.
bad habit. That's even worse to get into that habit than the drinking itself.
Yeah.
Because it's like
I
you're-
deserve to suffer.
Yeah,
I've
precisely.
done something bad to my body, and I deserve to
If
suffer.
you don't know where the line is anymore, then you're just constantly drinking and just being like a piece of garbage. Yeah, I think that's even worse, working that into your drinking routine.
Agreed. And in Vegas, I get it. You are there to go on a bender on purpose.
Exactly. You're there for a very finite amount of time, and you cannot factor in being out of the game due to a booze injury.
Yeah, especially when you lose track of time. It's 6 a.m. You're just getting out of a blackout. It's a great way to start the day.
I need to get back out there. I need to get back out on that floor, help my team.
Yeah, I need an Americano and a drip bag. That's what I need. Dude, and that's the whole thing. Like, you plan, you're right, the time efficiency thing. If I'm doing that in Cincinnati, Ohio, gonna need to start collecting some chips.
Oh, man,
And
that would
banking some
suck.
time up, you know?
Having to do an IV bag in Cincinnati, Ohio, just being like, I gotta be a dirt bag everywhere, constantly in Ohio.
Yeah, what happened? Well, I went to in between, had too much Malort. Now I need an I-fucking-V.
Get back there and do it again, brother.
Do it again.
But I might do it for the Red season, though, because I'm pretty excited for it.
Opening day, it's appropriate, I think. Or
Yeah.
post-opening day.
Yes, because it's quite the long event. It's a marathon for opening day.
Yeah.
And typically it's like on midweek, Thursday or something. So the next day, you got to be in it, maybe your big boy job.
Wait, is there actually a place in Cincinnati that does this? Does the IV, the hangover?
We can
remedy?
make it happen, I feel. I feel like this should be like at some place on the levee or something.
You remember they had the oxygen bar?
Yeah, exactly. Oxygen bar, and we'll replace your blood with
Yeah.
a small child's.
I've always said whenever you get intravenous, you got to take a chill pill.
Yeah, you got to at least look at yourself. Look inward, while you're shooting stuff into you.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I put my arm up next to the lamp and be like, oh, yeah, I can see inward. There's a
There it
this way
is.
and that way.
I've got hangover track marks. This is a problem.
Oh, man, this drinking hard to keep track of. Oh, wait. Woo! Damn it. Yeah, I'm cool with that one. Yeah, opening day right around the corner. We probably got, like 60, less than that days, eh?
Yeah, I think we're less than 60 at this point.
Less than 60. The Reds got a little busy, huh? They've been they did the late January ads, letting the market kind of settle, letting the Dodgers be the Dodgers, and signing everyone and deferring all of the money, while the Reds have been efficient. And I'd like to start by talking about Austin Hayes. 1 year, $5 million. Guy's going into his age 29 season. He was an all-star in 2023. Doesn't have a ton of pop. He's a guy who can get on base. He's a guy who can hit doubles, and those doubles can turn into homers at Great American Ballpark. Are we excited for this move, or are we just like, meh?
I feel like I'm forced to be excited about it, but I like it as an addition. I mean, if we're shopping at Ross this offseason, then you can do a lot worse than Austin Hayes.
That is so true. Yeah, dude, this is near the front of the Wayfair outlet. Because I was looking at his best year in 2023, and the numbers are very middling. 54th percentile in barrel percentage with 8.9%. His average exit velocity, he's in the 52nd percentile with 89.4. Like, nothing jumps out where I'm like, man, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he stacked it against the players that we had playing right field last year. I'm sure they'd be a bit better. But, like, if I'm talking about Hayes in itself of just that move, it's hard to just look at any individual thing besides the Terry Francona edition. Because I think what the Reds did for this offseason, which we've seen them do in the past, is not get the one or two big players that will move the needle, but they went for a plethora and a depth of people.
Yeah.
So in combination with all the other moves, I like this.
Yeah. Jake, what say you?
I like the strategy of adding puzzle pieces for Terry, because he's a manager that can see the full picture. The more moving parts he has, the more success he's going to have. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame manager. He knows how to press the right buttons. And they didn't sign Hayes for a starting job. He's a platoon bat, 400 ABs, and I trust Francona to know how to get the most value out of those 400 ABs.
I agree. And he mashes lefties.
Yeah, which is what they needed. Absolutely.
It's exactly what they needed. You have Jake Fraley out there playing against righties, and then lefties, you have Austin Hayes. Yeah. There's your platoon. The reason that 2024 wasn't so great for him is he had a kidney infection. Yeah. Coward. And
drink through it.
Drink through it with Cincy Light.
Yeah, bring your IV bag out there, brother. Come on, man. What are you doing? Act like you've been there before.
Cincy Light cures kidneys. It's a fact. It's a fact that I read on this can once. How will you know? Get a can and find out.
It's a good plug.
Thank you. Just like that IV into my left arm.
Hey.
There we are.
Come on. But no, I mean, so he was off in 2024. I think $5 million for him to see if he can rebound is totally fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's pocket change in the modern baseball climate.
Yeah, the fact that you can get a platoon guy for that much is great. And that just bumps down Stuart Fairchild.
Yeah. And Austin, he's still in his prime. He's going to want to perform.
That's what I was thinking.
Get a better contract.
From a psychological standpoint, he's coming from being with the Orioles, right? And not being able to kind of showcase his abilities, but going to a team like the Reds where there might be more opportunities for him to get some playing time, that is going to be incentive for him to kind of showcase what he couldn't do necessarily all the time in Baltimore. So I do like that. And, of course, him being able to hit lefties is such a big addition that the Reds didn't have last year coming from the right field.
100%. And another thing that he has that Jake Fraley does not, arm strength. His arm value in 2023 was in the 91st percentile.
There's some nice montages of him, like some nice videos of him like gunning people down. So that's exciting.
Yeah, he can uncork a ball. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so that's an improvement considering that Jake Fraley since 2022 was the second most run-on outfielder in all of baseball.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's another marginal upgrade.
Yeah.
Which is what Nick Krall is so good at, and it doesn't feel like 2022 all over again. Where I'm like, Will Myers, huh? Maybe,
possibly.
This I feel more comfortable about because he now has healthy kidneys and produced when his kidneys are doing the right thing.
Yeah, he's gonna go on the injury list like later with like a duodenum injury or something like that. Oh, it got me my duodenum.
Yeah, I've got albino vertigo. What is that?
I don't know, man.
I'm seeing white and it's spinning everywhere.
But what you were talking about, like marginal increases. I know marginal isn't a sexy word, but if you look at all the one-run games that were decided on the losing side for the Reds, these marginal increases do have an effect.
100%. And that is why you bring Terry in to manage those situations and to help grow the young team, man. Dude, like, just when you brought up Terry Francona just lingering over all of this gets me horned.
It's the best edition of the offseason, bar none.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, he realistically adds 10 wins just by understanding the game at such a high level.
Yeah.
He is, a genius. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. How often do you get to hire a Hall of Fame manager?
Very
rarely.
Very rarely. And the fact that when he talks about it, he's like, I was just sitting there talking to Nick, and my palms got sweaty. I was like,
I loved it. He's so excited to be back in the dugout. And I just,
I'm trying to think of the last time we got excited about someone being on the Reds team or any team that wasn't a player.
for me, it was Derek Johnson in 2019.
Oh, yeah?
100%. And it shows, like, especially in the past couple years with this young pitching.
Yeah.
And how they've reshaped the bullpen with him being like, this is targeting what we want. Here it is. Bang. And it has worked.
And developing starters since we can't sign any.
Correct.
Because no one wants to come and pitch in Cincy for too terribly long. So
No, ask Eric Milton about that one. We'll still never understand that signing. A fly ball pitcher at great... That was stupid.
Small ballpark, baby.
Small ballpark. Which then this transitions nicely into when I was talking about the bullpen. The Reds went out and traded for Taylor Rogers. Oh, awesome move.
absolutely.
All-star in 2021. Had a really good season last year with an ERA plus of 161. I know pitching in San Francisco is a different beast, but this is a guy that we were taught that we didn't know was going to be available. But when we were looking at the back end of the bullpen, this is someone that pairs nicely.
Fits right in.
Yeah.
And it's a low-risk addition. He's gone after this season anyway. Giants picked up over half of that contract, which is fantastic. And yeah, I mean, it's a win-win.
For sure.
Yeah.
Huge win. And I mean, like, the big thing that you said there is picked up half the tab.
Yeah.
Picked up $6 million of the, what is it, $11 million deal?
Yeah.
That was a great thing. Like the Reds do tend to like find that little bit of gravy sitting out there. Yeah, them picking up most of that bill. And I'll believe they are. Sorry, brother. But yeah, dude, I'm stoked for this because this is like one of the big puzzle pieces that we need to like check something off there. Getting that extension, figuring out who's going to be the setup to Alexis Diaz. So this could be, or this guy will help.
Yeah.
Well, then
we're going to have several closers this year. That's how Terry typically manages a bullpen. And this is another guy that has proven that he can handle high leverage situations. And that is what they needed most of all.
That was literally going to be my next question is, can you see him closing? Like, I can see him closing. I can see in certain situations Sam Moll closing.
Yeah.
And then I can also see Alexis Diaz closing.
Whatever Terry feels like doing.
Right. And
It's going to be, we're going to have several closers.
and Terry, I trust.
Yeah.
One thing that I really like about Taylor Rogers, too, is weak contact. Yeah.
It's all I need to hear.
And this is, another upgrade, a marginal upgrade. And he, fastball, sweeper sinker. That's going to get so many ground balls that are just going to go right into McLean's glove, right into Ellie's glove, and you're going to close out some games sooner. He's just like an evolved Brent Suter.
Very good. I agree.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like anybody that can really, like pitching wise, that can allow our defense to play. I think trying to be like too much of a strikeout pitcher at Great American Ballpark is the downfall of a lot of arms that come through.
And
Agreed.
you got good defense up the middle. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do that. Do that.
Do that.
Hey, you do that.
You should probably do that.
Yeah, that's a good. You know what? We're gonna get on it.
All right.
We'll tell Terry, hey, do this.
Hey, Tear Man. Hey, Tear Bear. Up the gut, bro. The Reds also gave up Braxton Roby, who, according to Eric Logenhang in front of the pod, was the Reds' 38th best prospect last year. Did you know anything about Braxton Roby?
It was the first time I heard that name.
Yeah.
It's a great name, though.
It's a fantastic baseball name.
70 grade, he really didn't have many other options. He's kind of got to be a baseball
I had
player.
a Google alert set to his name.
Oh.
Went off. I was surprised. Forgot I did it. To be quite honest.
Anytime you have a baseball name with 2 X's in it, elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely elite. I didn't find anything either. I was just like, neat.
Yeah. From what I read, it seems like he's got some good stuff and just no control, no command. So.
Oh, that's exactly what the Reds hate.
Yeah.
Their philosophy has switched from you have gas but no control to you have control and no gas. We can build on that gas though. So, Joe Doyle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe Doyle.
See ya.
We'll see ya. And so another thing that was rumored was Carlos Estevez, who ended up signing, what was it, 2 years, 42?
It was 3.
3 years.
333.
For Estevez in Kansas City?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was more. That's pretty...
I think it was 11 a year.
Or is it 2027 is an option year?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, the Reds were in on Estevez, the Cubs were in Estevez, and then the Royals just came out of nowhere and took him. Good for them. They needed some back-end bullpen help, i.e. just an actual closer, too. But when you put Rogers and Estevez side by side, give me Rogers.
Yeah, landslide.
100%.
Landslide. WAR, 7.3% for Rogers. Estevez, 4.8. ERA plus for Rogers, 127. Estevez, 113. Walks, 142 for Rogers, 161 for Estevez. And walk percentage, 7% for Rogers, 8.9 for Estevez. So very close. But this is costing you half the money, and you don't have him locked up to any other seasons past this one.
Mm-hmm.
Terrific signing. I really dig it.
Yeah.
Just crawl being crawl.
Getting out there, getting them, seeing those discount chef specials. He's out there. He's rooting around in the frozen section. He knows.
He's at the manager special just like, I could cook that brisket tonight. It says it's got one more day on it. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're pulling the trigger. Getting that chuck roast.
That sushi hasn't been there too long.
It's only a little gray.
Yeah, that's right. Crab can look like that from time to time.
That's why they call it imitation crab.
Exactly.
Because it's faking.
He's wearing a mustache. Crabs don't have mustaches.
Well, they're trying to not be crabs, and they're imitating. Mm-hmm. They also wear glasses and top hats.
They can.
Yeah, they got a cane and the big claw. Wow, this is a baseball podcast.
It is.
Baseball/crab podcast.
Crustaceans. That's what we're all about, brother.
Oof, boy, that just got me hungry. I want some crab.
I can go to Joe's Crab Shack, man. It's been a minute. I still got the keys. We can make it happen.
Well, it's not Joe's anymore. It's what is it now? It's the Chart House or some shit.
It doesn't matter, man. Crowbar still opens it. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is now. I thought it was like some sort of Korean food place, or it might have changed since then.
Not in Trump's America.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta get out of there.
You gotta go. We're going back to the Crab Shack.
Yeah, we're not doing egg rolls, making pizza rolls.
Rangoons, fuck you.
Yeah. Sell bubble gum. That's all. Pizza rolls and bubble gum. That's what we eat now.
That's what we eat.
Welcome to Joe's.
Welcome to Joe's.
Crabs, no. Dough. Nope. We get the dough right out of the river, too. We just scoop it right up. The Reds also, while we were out, they went and traded for Jose Trevino, who is a platinum glover in 2022. Didn't hit much in 23 or 24, but exponentially better than any of the other backup catchers the Reds have had since Tyler Stephenson's been here.
Yeah. He's not on this team to hit.
Correct.
Need that glove.
You need it to frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Luke Maley wasn't here to do anything just besides just give thumbs ups and just be a positive reinforcement. He was a good catcher, and I do think he was a nice clubhouse guy, but like he was below the Mendoza line. He wasn't. Yeah, so there wasn't. We aren't losing anything with having Trevino in there, as a backup catcher now.
And you could see him out there. It could be like 52-48 to him behind there with Tyler. Don't you think?
Absolutely. Especially late in the game. Like that's what he's in there he's going to get a lot of work with the bullpen and just late game substitution, put Tyler at first, bring Trevino in, and then the mediocre bullpen plays up.
Yep.
Terry Francona is going to be able to shift some stuff around, like those combinations you're talking about. It's going to be fun to see how all this stuff gets played around with, because there are a lot of more comparable pieces that they can shift around. Not obviously in the catcher position, but I do like that option.
Yeah,
of late games moves,
and it's a guy who is the best framer in baseball.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
He's talented. It'll be fun to watch. I love watching. I mean, it's not the most exciting part of the game, but it's just fun to watch.
Late in the game, man, that's pretty tense.
It's what you need. That's how you win one-run ball games. It's the little things.
Yeah. Exactly.
Steal as many strikes as you can, and get that low, get that snap, and dude. And who knows what Jose can teach Tyler and the rest of the org.
Yeah. Who's
that guy that we like? That's the catching prospect. That's the next Tyler.
Most of them are lower. There's Alfredo Duno.
That's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of shine on him.
Duno.
He could be great.
Yeah. Hey, do you know about him?
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave right now. Even before spring training, even before pitchers and catchers report, my mic drops.
My mic drops.
I'm taking the Cincy Light with me.
Because I just had a small stroke. It was... man, is Lauren upstairs making toast? Good God. I was like, how do I figure this out? The gears started going, and then smoke came out of my ears.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Smell that? It's disgusting. But losing Fernando Cruz, does that do anything for you guys?
Not particularly. I'd rather have Trevino.
Okay.
I mean, Cruz is a good reliever, but Trevino fits a need more.
I really did like Cruz. At one point, that split finger was the most dominant pitch in baseball. However, he's entering his age 37. See, he's an older dude. So, I'm not sure. I just feel like that sort of style of pitch can fall off pretty quickly once you get, past the point when age catches up to you. So I'm not sure how he's going to be, but he's definitely in the, the golden age of his career.
Yeah, I thought you got maximum value. Where you can get a guy like Trevino for 1 year, and then they can have Fernando Cruz and go, good luck. That split finger dies after you use him 3 days in a row.
Yeah. And it'll be a hell of a lot easier to re-sign Trevino than Cruz.
Oh, 100%. So, I was cool with it, and I'm just really excited. Someone said this. I forget who said it. I want to give you the credit, but I totally forget. Every single one of these moves has just raised the floor.
Yeah.
Our ceiling is still the ceiling with Matt McClain coming back, TJ Friel being healthy, Ellie taking the next step. But all of these small moves have made sure that the Reds are not going to lose as many games as they did last year.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Not in a torturous fashion of just blowing leads late. Yeah.
Yeah, there was points in the last season where there was just a span of some days where it's just we have no options. We are just completely pressed. So again, it's a depth thing. So I do like those little incremental, raises in our floor.
Yeah, and there are also some minor league moves that the Reds did. One of them being bringing back Ian Jabot, Eat Tane on a minor league deal. But we'll talk about those next week. Just the smaller minutia and how the bullpen itself could work out, including Graham Ashcraft. Is that going to happen? Is he getting moved to the pen?
I think he could thrive in the bullpen. He's got the mentality. His stuff will play up. I mean, I understand the desire to continue starting. It's how you help the team most, but he could be a monster out of the pen.
Get in where you fit in, dude. He does have that personality type. But dog, let's get out there, grip it and rip it, chuck it for an inning and a half, whatever you got. And his downfall last year was just getting a little gassed and things flattening out, losing control and all that. So yeah, get in where it makes sense for you. And I would really like to see him, if not be out there as a starter, be out there as a closer.
Yeah, and he has the stuff. He 100% has the stuff to do it. And the other thing that has hindered him from being a starter is just his overall health.
Yeah.
So if you can find a better routine to keep yourself healthy as an elite bullpen arm, go for it. And guess what? Relievers that are elite like that are starting to get paid.
And he's young enough. He's entering his prime years. I mean, Yeah, he could take off, and I think he'll love it. He just seems to have that personality where he'll get in the pen and he'll just be addicted to it.
Yeah, that bulldog energy,
Yeah.
sitting down there just waiting when I'm going to get in there.
Yeah.
I think he likes to go in there, make a statement, a handful, did 1-2 innings, like a couple big punches. I think that'll be a great spot for him. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully he is as well.
Yeah, and with Chase Burns and Rhett Lauder on the way, the spot isn't guaranteed for him to be there anymore. Mm-hmm. He's had his ups and downs in the rotation. Move him there, and you know what, dude? Finish out the time here, maybe re-sign when it's time, but also you can go somewhere else and get Clay Holmes or Michael King, where it's like, yeah, we had you in the pen for a long time, and he gets the opportunity to go somewhere else and could be a starter.
It's more realistic than it's ever been in baseball. I mean, them starting to stretch out talented bullpen arms more and more.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I'm excited for him, and I'm excited to have him in the pen.
Me too. Well, we're not going to talk about it next week. We just fucking did it now. We just let it rip now. 2 rumors floating around, and then we're going to put a bow on this thing. One, the big one, the Reds were close on getting Luis Robert Jr. Lou Bob almost was a Red. It was going to cost Edwin Arroyo and another top prospect. Would you have done it right now?
No. No.
I would.
Fight.
I would because I feel like with the window being as narrow as it is, it's never been as wide, but maybe last year for the Reds in this current era to make a run for the playoffs. And I think Luis Roberts could move the needle a little bit more than some others. Again, I think Edwin Arroyo is going to be a great baseball player. I don't know if it's the right move to trade him as a prospect, but I feel like I'm so high on the Terry Francona, these few years that we have him, that I do want to keep pushing the chips in a bit more. I'm not sure if Luis Roberts is going to be the guy that's going to be a definitive, player for the Reds. It's going to be, all we want him to be, but I would do it.
Why wouldn't you do it?
I fully agree with pushing the chips in. It is the time that NL Central is among the most winnable divisions in baseball. My concerns with Lou Bob, it wasn't the capital that we would need to move to get him.
Yeah.
It's his durability and consistency. He's only played over 110 games once in his career. He plays very hard, and you would love to bring that energy into the clubhouse, but at the same time, he gets hurt quite often, almost every season.
Yep.
And I just don't know if I would move that sort of prospect capital, because we don't know what the other top prospect is. If it's Rhett Lauder, that is a hard no.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Chase Burns, hard no.
I
sure.
believe he's probably just untouchable.
I agree.
Within the organization, probably the only guy that truly is.
Yeah.
I'm sure they entertained Arroyo. Like if it was Arroyo for Lou Bob straight up, I'm fine with that. But if he gets injured again, those $20 million, he's got two $20 million options after playing on $17 million this season, is I believe the contract. If he gets injured again and can't play but 80 games, those $20 million options don't look nearly as good.
That's when it becomes a gamble.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
they're taking very safe, conservative bets and investments this offseason. The Luis Roberts would definitely be a bit more of a gamble.
It's a huge swing.
It could have, it's a lottery ticket you buy for sure. Like
Yeah.
it could transform this lineup. But if he can only be out there half the season, you're not, it's...
Availability is
yeah.
such a big commodity.
Yeah.
Dude, that is my biggest fear, is that he's going to hang out at Club IL.
Yeah.
That is my number one thing, too.
Got enough of that in the outfield already.
Exactly. But here's the other thing. Do you think he might have been hanging out at Club IL behind the red velvet ropes because he looked at the White Sox team he was playing with and went, this sucks?
I doubt many professional athletes are aiming to get injured.
I'm not saying
Not
getting
injured, but like this is going to take me a little bit longer.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of
could see
incentive to be in that lineup at times.
I could see that.
and
for
then
sure.
being like, yeah, this is a soft tissue injury. I could play through it if I was in the playoff chase.
Yeah.
but he was playing at guaranteed rate field.
Yeah.
And
with the injuries, it's 2 major hip surgeries now. That's not great.
That's not great for a center fielder.
Yeah.
No.
So, like, there is so much that you like there. I just do not, because you look down the line and you go, Edwin Arroyo is obviously going to be the replacement for Ellie De La Cruz. That is your plan, long term. And giving up that for the potential of Luis Robert Jr. doesn't do it for me. Mm-hmm. But look at what the White Sox did last year with Cease. They didn't trade him until March 13th. There is a chance that they have spring training happens. He goes out. He sets the world on fire. And he says all the right things to the media. And you feel reinvigorated to bring him back in because you are. That is one that raises the ceiling.
And it gives our farm system a better chance to have some breakout potential. Maybe you don't even have to move Edwin at that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you mean? Who would you have to throw in? They want someone that's like...
I mean, Cam Collier had a great year last year. If he continues making those adjustments, he could absolutely headline a Lou Bob trade.
And lose some weight.
Yeah.
That's coming from me.
Yeah.
Get it together, brother.
Sal Stewart, same.
Yeah,
he's in the same boat. I mean, you never know. Maybe Sammy Stafura adds, a 10 power grade, and all of a sudden he's a great shortstop prospect, and he's right there.
That's true. There's a lot that you can mix into, and considering what's going to happen with the draft this year. Mm-hmm. So, maybe you do feel better about moving Edwin for him. But in the meantime, right now, I'm with you on the no, but that could change. Another rumor that was absolutely wild from John Heyman, the Reds' dark horse candidate to sign Pete Alonso.
The polar bear, brother.
Dude, he'd be plunging out in that river.
Oh, he'd be dunking them out there, just shooting them out and fucking over in GABP. I'd love to see him punching homers out. But talking about Luis being not available, and you're going over to a guy like Pete Alonso, who played all of 162 last year, and has done that, or at least 161. He plays about the entirety of the season.
Yeah.
And so that is like such a big difference between the other, Luis Roberts we're talking about.
Yeah.
Agreed. I just, the moon shots he could hit, great American, is something, is tantalizing, but what would it take to bring him in?
3 years, 95 each year has an opt-out.
Yeah.
Basically, this is a 1-year pillow deal where he hits 90 home runs.
His high water mark was what? The rookie season, he had like 53.
Yeah.
And
2019.
He could clear that before, like, by August. It would be fun to watch. It would be the perfect addition to slot into our lineup. That's what we're missing, is a true masher. Mm-hmm. And I agree with the fit, and I just don't agree that this front office would be comfortable with that type of deal.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, even with opt-outs after every year. I mean, it would almost certainly turn out that he would come here for a season, hit 1 million homers, and then opt out. And if that were closer to a guarantee, I think they pull the trigger, but anything can happen, and he's been healthy up to this point, but you never know.
Yeah.
It's professional sports. You're going to get injured, and then if they're on the hook, divvying out $35 million for a completely lost season, that would be crippling to how they run our overall budget.
Correct, because they run it as a break even.
Yeah.
Which is how, it's hilarious watching the Hoyer and Ricketts family get so much shit for that in Chicago.
Yeah.
Which it's like, really? That's all you're spending to break even? Give me the books.
Yeah.
You're lying.
Let me see what's happening there.
Nah, I don't believe it. Because you own this thing called Wrigley Field. It's only like a historic landmark, and that just is a cash cow in of itself. So you are lying to your fans. Now with the Reds, we don't fucking have that. So yeah, I they tried to do it in 19 and they tried to do it in 20. Got burned by Moose. Mm-hmm. Shogo was not great. But those, Nick Castellanos worked out. Like those signings, Wade Miley had one really good year. than didn't the year before. Like I've said before, he's like Star Trek movies. Every other one is good. But with Pete, it only costs money.
It's very true.
And you just re-upped with FanDuel, and you broke our hearts and hopes and dreams where you were going to be on MLB.TV with no blackouts, and instead you went back to the monster to get cash. I don't know how much it is, but I would assume that it's more cash this year than what it's costing them for Rogers and Hayes.
It seems like they already had that money ticketed anyway with all the negotiations they've had with different players this offseason, because it was either going to be Lou Bob or Estevez.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't land it with Lou Bob, and then they pivoted to Hayes and Rogers. So
Right.
Man, I'd love to see like their books and figure out like what math they're looking at to figure out like, okay, we need to get X, Y, and Z to happen versus the amount of money that we're willing to pay. Because, I mean, getting Pete Alonso, I think offensively that checks a lot of boxes. But again, that is like you're taking all of probably what they're looking to spend and putting it on one dude. And yeah, with a recent memory, I mean, getting burned by like Moustakas and some other characters, I understand the apprehension.
Sure, I do too.
potentially Candelario too. I mean, they might just be a little gun shy right now.
And I don't blame them, but also all three of us said the same thing individually, either on here or privately. Like, what was this Candyman signing?
I talked myself into it at first.
We all did.
And then what happened, what I thought happened.
Yeah, it was like, what do they know that we don't? Because it just wasn't adding up for us. I mean, granted, he's a great player, but it's just he had a really rough season last year, but that was a very peculiar decision.
Well,
And what is he adding to the team? I mean, we had Candelarios.
Yeah.
It was my main gripe with the Lux trade. Lux is a great player, but we have Gavin Luxes. He doesn't actually move the needle that much, except for the fact that he's a lefty. And he hit like crazy at the end of the last season. But his profile is so similar to what we already have, and he doesn't play a position that we have a need for.
Yeah, that was one we haven't talked about, was Gavin Lux. I forgot him on the sheet.
Yeah.
That shows you how much I thought of that move in general, too.
It's not anything to say about Lux. He's a great player, but it's just, it doesn't move the needle because he's the same type of guy we already got.
Yep. And dude, you add Pete Alonso, you are in the ranks of the Dodgers and the Mets and the Braves.
You immediately be thrown in the conversation of winning the division and seeing how far along you can get in the playoffs, just because the amount of struggles that existed in the offensive categories that I think Alonso would help, in addition to all the other players coming back for the Reds. It's just that is a definite game changer addition. So still out there, dark horse, but man, it'd be exciting. Not my money, but yeah, it'd be thrilling to watch that and to see how they are able to make that happen. I hope it can happen.
I hope so too. Because we have all talked about it together, like, come on, would this be so fun?
And again, psychologically, going to a new organization, I think Pete Alonso, being an older dude, getting to play with the likes of Ellie De La Cruz, and like this newer generation, I think that'd be a big incentive to be like, dude, I got to do better than what I did last year at the Mets. You know,
the psyche for the fans too. I mean, we haven't seen the Reds make a big splash like this in a while, and the NL Central is so winnable. I mean, the Cubs got better, but the Brewers took a step back. The Cardinals and Pirates didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It would put asses in the seats. Alonso is a easy guy to root for. He's got such a great personality that it would help sell tickets.
He's such a weirdo.
Yeah. And easy to like. He's just a goofy fucking bastard. So it would be, I think they would make more money this season just by signing him.
One of the small things to tag on top of that doesn't get talked about enough: the economics of signing a character that will bring butts in the seats. So that is something else to really consider. Like, what is the auxiliary, like this stuff that'll happen on the side that could bring in additional funds for your clubhouse.
It could help the whole Cincinnati economy genuinely. Like it's more people in bars. It's more people watching Reds games. It's more shirts selling.
People love dingers.
Yeah, they
That's
do.
what they want to see. Dingers and people smashing cups together.
That is exactly what I was thinking when you said not my money.
Yeah.
But it is your money when you go.
Yeah.
When you buy anything. And that is going to incentivize. So there's an old saying, you got to spend money to make money. This is that move. You do it. Give him the $395. Let it ride, because guess what? The owner of the Reds isn't getting any younger. Wouldn't you like to see him follow through on that promise when he first bought the team?
Yeah, I'd like that.
It'd be pretty cool. This would be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would invigorate the whole city.
Yeah.
Because they haven't done that. It's been, like you were saying, that in 19 and 20, they were making moves.
Yep.
And how juiced was this fan base? Everyone was thrilled.
Yeah,
because
on
they're following through on a promise.
Yeah, on top of already the other stuff that we're seeing with the fan base of like all these younger kids is getting really stoked to see Ellie De La Cruz going to be on the MLB cover for the whatever game, and then like
First Red ever.
Yeah, there's so much hype just around like a handful of players, and also too like baseball fans, the organization itself, people can see the Reds as a nice ball club, but getting the additional money revenue coming from people, just really excited for all these different individuals. Pete Alonso would be another guy like that.
Don't waste Ellie.
For real.
Don't do what you did with Joey Votto.
Oh my. That's a whole other can of worms. Because I'm trying to think, like, that is, the biggest splashes I remember as a Red was Ken Griffey Jr. coming home and then his knees exploding. That was tight. And then the Reds extending Joey Votto, doing nothing, trying towards the end of his career, pandemic, the youth has started to work out in 2023 and 2024. That is the Reds in a nutshell, basically my entire life that I can remember.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the playoff run in like tens, but
There were some good additions to the team in the 2010s. They knew that their window was open. I mean, they got Roland, Ryan Ludwig. That didn't work out.
No,
but
it sure
didn't. It was. I like the spirit of the signing. It just didn't quite work out.
The idea of
like
it. Arthur
Arthur Rhodes putting in the bullpen.
Yeah,
That bullpen.
yeah.
He was a great addition to that pen.
That pen was nasty.
Yes, underrated, under-remembered part of that team.
Chapman, Broxton, Jesus.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
David Weathers.
David Weathers with your dad screaming in the right field foul pole. God damn it, David Weathers.
You had Coco Cordero at that time too, or is that a little bit before?
I think it was
Yeah.
just before, right? Yeah.
Because he was like 08, 09
Yeah.
was Coco. God, I heard some stories about him, but not
for another pod.
For another pod. For another time. So yeah, Gavin Lux, we touched it, but like I think that we covered it, and I don't think that we really need to extend any more into it. And we just need to start seeing these chips fall and get together in Arizona until with Lou Bob or they sign Polar Bear Pete. Now, one thing that came out that got announced that I like, that we always have to talk about, new batting practice hats. There's 4 of them. 2 of them are good. 2 of them are awful. Take a guess which ones I'm talking about.
I think you're talking about the one that's the exact same as the other, just a different color is the one that you like.
I hate both those gray ones.
Yeah, they don't look.
You don't like gray? Doesn't just fill you with joy?
Sure doesn't.
I do like a gray hat if done well, but this is like, I don't feel anything about that. But the other one, it just looks like somebody accidentally put a big bar underneath our logo and tapped it up a bit. And it's also, let's just make it thinner too. I really don't like that.
You know there's a white version?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, a solid white with the red bar across, and that looks very nice.
Yeah, it is very clean.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with those light grays. You sweating them once, they're stained forever.
I mean, that thing's trash if
sure.
you go to spring training, just sweating in the Arizona desert.
Yeah.
It'll ring immediately.
Yeah. Now, the black, white monochrome with Mr. Red from 98 on there is so good.
I like it. Looks like a dirty jailbird. I think it's fun.
7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, jailhouse rock. Oh, now I got to pay all this. But the red is sick too, with the red and the white and the black. I'm going to purchase probably both of those.
It's a fun logo. I dig it.
What do you think?
I reckon I'll get the all white version of that just because it's a new design. I have one that looks a hell of a lot like that.
I don't mind. I think I know.
That's new. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I know that one with just all the white and that has the bar underneath. I mean, it's really similar to the the All-Star one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad. It just looks like they notched up the logo a little. It looks like this bar just hit that and shot it up, and it's like a little thin there. But regardless, I would probably get that black one, dude.
Yeah.
It's slick.
Yeah.
With the way that you caught that phlegm in your throat, I thought you were going to launch into an RFK Jr. impression.
The thing was, I mean, not all that many people died in Somalia.
And so I had the bear in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, here he goes. No, I've been working on mine. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
not
like
bad.
to hear that later.
Spot on.
Thank you so much. There it is. It's pretty good. Yeah, so that's that for this week. And then next week we'll talk about the shaping of the pen and whatever else happens. And you know what's going to happen next week? The Reds are going to sign Pete Alonso.
It's going to happen,
Damn
brother.
right. It's going to happen. So, dude, Cincy Light, okay? Go pick up a 24-pack. Crisp, light, refreshing, and you drink for the kids. Give them your money. Help them out, because sure as shit, UC basketball,
They need the money.
they sure do. So, because you got to buy out Wes Miller somehow. I don't know if they're going to like that, but that's what we're going to stick with. So, yes, thank you to Cincy Light for sponsoring the pod. You're going to see a lot more of them. You're going to see us drinking a lot more of them. And out when we do our live shows. We've got like a bunch of stuff planned. So it's going to be super fun. And we wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for Cincy Light. So drink Cincy Light. When you walk up to your gas station, you pick up a 12-pack, tell the person behind the register that the new Nasty Boy sent you. And they'll go, what did you just say to me? And then you leave.
They owe me money. You tell them they need to come. Yeah, you get the whole big thing. Just take the beer. It's much easier. Don't mention us. That might get us a whole liability thing. But yeah, and aren't we going to be opening day? I know we got some time.
I got to figure that out. I'm not going to say anything.
All right, sorry about that.
I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But we do have 2 venues confirmed for the year. 3 actually. Binsky's.
Nice.
In between. Ryan Guy's Tap Room. So there's at least 3 places you'll be able to see us rip this sucker live.
Really stoked for that. In between, I just love going to that bar. Can't wait to get really weird in there with them. And of course, Ryan Guys love performing there. And hopefully some more things to come.
Yes.
Being at Ryan Guys, we'll update you on some more of that stuff.
Yep. And then intheclutch.com, promo code NASTYBOYS, all caps. We just put out a whole bunch of degenerate gambling shirts. So if you want to let people know you throw your money away, this is how you do it. You buy a shirt you don't need and let them know that you gamble and have a small problem. I am not describing myself.
No.
Not at all.
Not one bit. So, and thanks to Sports Drink for hosting the audio of this podcast. If you're in New Orleans, you want a cup of coffee or want to go see a great comedy show, go to Sports Drink. Jake, first time in the fart dunge. How you feel? Feel good?
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we love having you here. And the dungeon appreciates you as well. It's absorbing your scent.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
It's a living, breathing wall, brother.
It
It's very much Evil Dead in here.
Yeah, there's a thin lining of mucus around there. There's a cell membrane that goes on there. It's a microbiome or whatever it is.
Butt mucus, if you will.
Exactly. It's
boy.
butt mucus.
It's bucus.
It's butt gunk.
Butt butt gunk. Oh, that's
The first title of the episode of the year. Butt gunk.
butt gunk. Thank you for watching and or listening. And as always, go Red Legs.
Go Red Legs!
Go Red Legs.